Hi, I want to talk to you today about hope for those that are hurting. This weekend, I'm speaking in West Michigan at a conference, and I'm speaking on three different topics. But one of the topics is hope for those that are hurting. My passion, my heart really leans towards women that are hurting, that are harried, and that hunger for more. They want more than the life they're living, but they don't know how to get there and what to do about it. Well, so let's talk about hurting first. What does hurting look like? And hurting comes in all sizes and packages. It's not like when people hurt or we go through grief and loss, it's just going to come in one little dosage and I'm going to have a little heart shape. It doesn't come in just, one little package and say, you're done in 1 hour. You'll be done with this loss, this grief loss. No, when we're hurting, packages come in all sizes and all shapes in life. So, how do we maneuver through it? What do we do with the pain, the emotional baggage, the stuff that really can trip us up from sadness, fear, anxiety? How do we move through it? And I've written a book on that topic of how to move through it because in my own journey, I've had to travel through grief and loss more than I ever thought possible when I was in my 20s, that I'd be going through what I've gone through. But many times God takes us through things in life, so He'll teach us how to get through it so then we can turn around and help others get through what we just went through. And, if I were to say three of grief loss areas that touched my life, that have really changed my life drastically, was living in a marriage of emotional abuse. Also, another one was losing a home and a torn family. Just tremendous grief loss. But many of you have grief loss, death, cancer diagnosis, miscarriages, job relocation, church division. And you're wondering, how do I move through this? How? And the conference I'm speaking at is a large conference, excuse me, and there'll be a lot of people there. And, hurt comes in all sizes, all packages, and the timetable to work through it. So I'm going to give you the first R that I am sharing 5 R's with my audience this Friday, and this is for men and women. But in order to even begin to work through grief and loss and to process it, is you have to recognize that you're hurting. Sometimes it's easier to live in denial, people think. And learn from my experience, that's really costly. It's very painful to live in denial. And so choose to recognize. Now, many times people, they'll see a death and say, well, they're grieving the death. A lot of times, death and tragedies, really, there's more underneath there, and that people need to bring up and out and share. Many times people are grieving relationships that what they were promised didn't work out. And so they're like, okay, so, it can be siblings, it could be spouse to spouse, it can be mother daughter, father son, mother son. It can be all types of relationships. So it's working through that. But recognizing it is the first. It's recognizing, you know what? I'm hurting and I need help. And so that's what I want to give to you today, is the first R. And if your church or camp, or you're involved in a ministry where you need a speaker, I would love to come and speak for you, as well as coach anyone to grief loss toward their life purpose, to why and what God's got for you. The thing about emotional pain and going through grief and loss is that when we have the pain, but we look at our life purpose and we discover what our life purpose is and what God wants us to do, the pain shrinks, and usually the pain comes with us in a really good way of healing, and God turns it into joy, and then we can offer that to others with what we've learned. And so I'd love to connect with you, darlenelarson.com. You can find my information there and all my speaking, and or sign up for a coaching slot and see what coaching's about, and let's get you scheduled. Thank you so much.